Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the movie series. This is the second of 3 parts for the look at remakes we're doing. And today we're going to be looking at what some consider maybe remakes, may not be remakes. It's TV to film adaptations. Now, some of the ones that when I wrote the article previously that I say was linked on the last episode include the Mission Impossible series, Heat, 21 Jump Street, Traffic, it's a fantastic film, and one of my favourite comedies of all time, Dragnet, starring Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd. Brilliant film from the 80s. Now, cinema has been around obviously for a lot longer than TV, but television obviously has a larger audience. More people have TVs, more people will watch TV than they will go to the cinema. So with pretty much every home in the developed world has at least one TV, and because of this it seems to be a no-brainer to take a TV show that is successful and take that TV show and adapt it for the big screen. Now I've got some notes here, and basically to that end there have been movie versions of many shows, including some of my favourites, which include, and here we go, the A-Team, 21 Jump Street, Batman, The Addams Family, The Beverly Hillbillies, Charlie's Angels, Dark Shadows, Dragnet, Dukes of Hazzard, Edge of Darkness, Equalizer, Serenity, that may be pushing it a bit, The Fugitive, The Flintstones, Get Smart, Masters of the Universe, Lost in Space, Maverick, Miami Vice, Mission Impossible, The Naked Gun, The Saint, Shaun the Sheep for the kids, The Simpsons had a movie, again that's maybe not a remake, but it is movie versions of TV shows, South Park, Star Trek, Starsky and Hutch, The Turtles, The Sweeney, it's a UK thing if you're watching from outside the UK, Thunderbirds, Traffic I mentioned, Transformers, Veronica Mars and The X-Files. Now, as with anything, obviously they vary in quality. Some were adapted more than once, with Transformers having obviously the 80s cartoon, which pretty much everyone loves, and the Michael Bay series, which not as many people love. Now, for me, the standouts, which are 21 Jump Street, which came from nowhere and surprised everyone. It's hilarious, and a lot of that's obviously down to the lead casting, but the script obviously. But that isn't the only thing. I mean, Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum are fantastic together, but the whole concept works, and I think the fact that they just went for the comedy and that's the main driving force, that film worked. Serenity, fantastic. Closure to Firefly, because everyone get cancelled too early. The Equalizer, which was Denzel Washington movie, that was a remake or TV adaptation from a brilliant 80s TV show starring Edward Woodward, fantastic British actor, and that film it had its flaws, but it was a really good film. The Fugitive, Harrison Ford, based on a TV show. Maverick was based on a TV show. The Naked Gun, fantastic comedy, was based on a TV show called Police Squad. Only ran for 6 episodes, way ahead of its time. Batman obviously came from the comics, but then it was a TV show in the 60s with Adam West, which got its own film. Then I had another run with the Burton Schumacher films, and then obviously we had the Batman Begins Dark Knight trilogy. So Batman's had a good run of it. And Traffic, which is a UK miniseries that was transferred to the US by Steven Soderbergh, and it's fantastic. It's a brilliant film across the board. If you haven't seen it, please go and see it. Traffic is amazing. For me, it's Soderbergh's greatest film. really is. While we're staying on the subject of TV to movie, Mission Impossible deserves its one special mention. I enjoyed the TV series. It was before my time when it came out, but I did watch it when I was younger, and I really enjoyed the show. But what happened was, obviously, Tom Cruise, Brian De Palma, had the first film, Mission Impossible, subverted a lot of people because they obviously thought it was going to be an action piece, and the trailer led it up to be that. But it was really much more of a thoughtful thriller, killing off a lot of what was considered the main cast. Top level names at the beginning was a fantastic thing to do. The second one, John Woo, is it's good, I enjoy it. It's also to thank, you have to thank Mission Impossible 2 for Hugh Jackman being Wolverine, because it was supposed to be Doug Ray Scott who was going to play Wolverine, had actually been cast in the role, but Mission Impossible 2 had some additional shooting needing done, and Doug Ray Scott had to finish that, so he couldn't be Wolverine. And Hugh Jackman jumped in the role and he did okay for himself, I suppose. But the third, fourth, and the fifth Mission Impossible movies are really, really, really good. They're really good movies. Tom Cruise obviously is the anchor which they're surrounded by. And recently, in a similar vein, from the similar era, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. got an adaptation. Henry Cavill and Armie Hammer taking on roles of Napoleon Solo and, I'll try and get this right, Ilya Kuryakin. But unlike the Mission Impossible series, which was set in the modern times from obviously the 60s when the show was made, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is retaining the Cold War setting of its TV series, I think obviously because of what the film is about, and I really enjoyed it. Other things that have been adapted from TV, and I know we're kind of playing fast and loose with what constitutes a remake, but I suppose in this sense it's the lack of originality that people throw at Hollywood, and taking something from TV and putting it on a cinema screen falls into that. And again, I'm an advocate for remakes. The more films there are, the better it is. A good film is a good film, a bad film is a bad film. Doesn't matter whether it's a remake or an original, it's a good film or it's a bad film. The original TV show or movie will always be there. So if the remake isn't for you and you don't want to watch it, don't. Let those who will like to watch it enjoy them. And as I said in the previous video, it may lead to those who have never seen the original enjoying the remake, hearing that the original is better, and seeking that out and giving that a bigger audience. So, another staple, while we leave that little diatribe to the side, is Saturday Night Live. I'm from the UK, as you can probably tell by the accent, and Saturday Night Live is kind of this thing that is huge in America. The UK's tried to launch its own version of a Saturday Night Live style show multiple times and never got it, for varying reasons, just hasn't happened. But Saturday Night Live has run through a lot of skits and segments that were made bigger and put onto a cinema screen. Probably the biggest and most famous of this would either be The Blues Brothers or Wayne's World, both fantastic movies. Wayne's World 2, much better than Blues Brothers 2000. And MacGruber was another one that came from Saturday Night Live, and there is others, and Saturday Night Live has kind of churned them out and keeps churning them out. But it's not just shows that air on TV that get remade into cinematic entities. There's also made-for-TV movies. And one of my favourite films of all time, Heat. Michael Mann, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, only share one scene, but if you've seen the film, you know it's magnificent. That was a TV movie, and it surprises a lot of people when that's mentioned. But Heat came from a thing called LA Takedown, which was a TV movie, basic same plot, by Michael Mann, so it is a remake of his own work. But it was put on the cinema screen, and it's just fantastic from there. The Bourne Identity, Matt Damon, is another one. That was a made-for-TV movie that was then readapted to the big screen with Matt Damon in the lead role, and obviously they've made a number of movies from there, and obviously one spin-off with Jeremy Renner, The Bourne Legacy. So with regards to that, it's like, why is it okay that you can like this movie until you realise it's a remake, and then people are like, oh, I didn't know that was a remake, and then you're thinking, well, you were saying all remakes are bad. They're not. Even Fatal Attraction was a reworking of a UK TV show. It was called Diversion, and again, very few people will know that that's a remake. Very few people will care that it's a remake, for one thing. Fatal Attraction is a fantastic movie, but again, this is where the blanket, there's no originality in Hollywood, movies are bad thing is shown to be ridiculous. The story, there's only so many stories that can be told. It's just how they're told and in what genre they're told in that brings things around. And with remakes, you're basically taking a story that's been told before and you're putting your own twist on it for the most part. And that's what storytellers do. They take the good versus evil, you know, the boy finds girl, however, coming of age stories, and they just make their own little versions of it, even if it's reworking of the same characters that have happened before. They might have an idea of this could be different or this could be better. Sometimes it works, like The Fly, sometimes it doesn't, and if it doesn't, you still get the original, so you've still got a good movie. Now, if you want to know, because say Heat is very famous, as I was just saying, for the scene between Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. It's the first time they shared the screen. They had been in Godfather 3 before, 3 or 2. Sorry, Godfather. No, Godfather. Yeah, they were in Godfather together, but they never shared the scene because they were in different timelines in Godfather. But Heat is the first time they shared the screen together, and it's, as I said, it's an immense movie. It's also very influential in the sense of how things have become since then. If you have a look, there's Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5 actually has a heist taking place in a robbery of a bank, and that is very much inspired, specifically the one Grand Theft Auto 4, from the bank heist gone wrong in Heat, which was praised for its realism, its action, its pacing. It's obviously it's a really, really good scene. And also, with things like that, if we eliminated the remake and the reworking culture, and we never had the Bourne Identity, would we have James Bond as he is now? If you take a look at the James Bond movies before the Bourne Identity came out, and if you take a look at the James Bond movies after the Bourne Identity came out, there's a major cultural shift from the gadget heavy, The World Is Not Enough, and Die Another Day, to the back to basics Casino Royale, Daniel Craig. And with that, and with the ones I've listed there, it's very easy to see that it is possible to take a television show or a made-for-TV movie, something that's sourced from TV, and transfer it to the big screen and make a successful movie. And originality isn't the be-all and end-all of creativity. And this is what this little 3-part series is trying to show. That, yeah, original stuff is fantastic. There is some amazing Never seen that before. Ideas in Hollywood. As I said, there's hundreds of original films released every year. But just because a movie has came from a source that already has a version of that story in existence doesn't necessarily mean the movie that's being made is going to be terrible. A very recent example of that, and if we're taking something from TV again, is Spider-Man. Again, Spider-Man, like Batman, was comics, but he had a TV show in the 70s with Nicholas Hammond, which I grew up with. It'd already finished by the time I started watching it, but yeah, it was in 1979, 1980 I watched it, and it was fun for the time. But like a lot of the shows, the Hulk as well from then, it had the base character, but it had virtually nothing else to do with the comics. It's almost like they were embarrassed to be from a comic book. But from there, and obviously we had the fantastic 90s animated cartoon, we got the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, which are really good. Even Spider-Man 3, a lot of people rag on Spider-Man 3, I enjoyed it. I can see the problem where Venom is concerned, but overall I liked the movie. Then there was the 200 Garfield films, which again, get lambasted, but they had some good points to them. And of course now the reboot again with Spider-Man Homecoming, which was excellent. And again, if we go back to the, oh, it's been made already, leave it alone, we would never have had Homecoming. We would never have had Captain America with Chris Evans. We would never have had Fantastic Four. Some people say that may not be a bad thing, but we'd never have had it because there already was one existing. We would never have had The Dark Knight. We would never have had the Burton Batman movies. So there's so many things where, because it's been made already, doesn't mean we should leave it be and not touch it again. And so as you can see from here, as I say, TV is a very successful source of inspiration and ideas, and it sometimes works the other way as well, where a TV show will be made from a movie, like Ash vs Evil Dead, which is again absolutely awesome show. But on the next episode is possibly the one that gets the most negativity and the most contentious views, is the reboot. Now, Reboot, different from a remake in the sense that a remake is kind of more or less telling the same story. Maybe it's updated, maybe some characters are moved around, maybe a character is changed from male to female or vice versa, but it's essentially the same story. A reboot is, at least in my opinion, where you're taking a franchise that exists, even if it's only one film long and maybe it was meant to be a franchise. You're taking a franchise that exists, you're remaking the origin of that franchise to take it in a different direction. J.J. Abrams' Star Trek is the perfect example of that. So I'm going to end the video here by just leaving J.J. Abrams' Star Trek in your head, because it deserves to be there. And I thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening to me drone on about movie remakes. Next episode will be a little bit briefer, but we will race through the reboots and why reboots are a good thing as well. And after that, there will be a little special on horror remakes, because they seem to be more frequent. There seems to be a run of them. So there will be three-part episodes, the third part of this little series, and then there'll be an offshoot, ironically considering what we're discussing here, a spin-off just for horror. So thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for supporting the channel, and I will see you again whenever I see you again. Bye for now.